The It's Alive movies are one of the biggest examples I've seen recently of the odd ones are good and the even ones are bad. But whether it's one of the good ones or the bad ones, they'll tell you that if you give birth to a mutant baby and decide to keep it or ship it off to an island, something bad will happen to Lieutenant Perkins. Or if you're watching one of the even ones, there will be bad ADR. Enjoy. Excellent, a killer baby movie. It's perfect timing for me to watch this, mainly because I need a break from what I'm usually watching on my downtime. Freaking mesmerizing. The 1974 film It's Alive is perfect for if you've just had a baby and if you really love quoting Frankenstein. The film was written and directed by the great Larry Cohen, who worked his ass off so hard in the 70s, he filmed this simultaneously with Hell Up in Harlem, which he shot on weekends. Actually, remembering some of the effects from Hell Up in Harlem, that kind of makes sense now. You gonna answer why this man has cartoon blood? This is the story we all fear. Your baby turning out to be some kind of crazed mutant, for those of us who have read The Small Assassin by Ray Bradbury. Whatever, I'm not worried about that. There's other things that don't let me edit in peace. Let me just finish up here and Where we finding baby, there are milk nearby. You demon cats don't even drink milk! No matter, I got a good feeling about this one. It's got a score from Bernard Herrmann, and Cohen even wanted to cast Anthony Perkins and Janet Leigh in the film, but that didn't work out, so our leads, Frank and Lenore, are played by John P. Ryan and Sharon Farrell. Parents who experience the worst when your carriage looks like a horror movie trailer with sinister children's music playing behind it. Or just some dun 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 music in the film itself. I'm guessing it's a bad thing that it's alive? See, if it were a happy movie, it'd be playing the Beach Boys over the opening credits, and there'd be hilarious commentary from the baby. The 70s was a very dark time visually. Our swimmers needed flashlights to make it to the egg. And can't tell if horror movie I'm watching or white coater adult film about how babies are made. It's by banging. Frank and Lenore are ready for the baby to arrive.
Are you kicking again?
No, it's time.
It's such a happy occasion. Who needs sleep? It's overrated. Frank's gonna need his finest smoker's jacket for the obligatory new father moment where you light up a cigar and pull down the no smoking sign. But time to break the news to the most important person in the house. No, not the firstborn.
Hey, do you mind? You're about to bring a baby home and this is the most sleep I'll get for the next several years. If they aren't crying for a bottle, they're learning to crawl by pulling my tail. Ugh, I survived Neville Brand and Frank Gorsh and his bank robbers. I can take on a mutant baby. That's right, I'm back, bitches.
Though their son Chris has some concerns about the pregnancy.
Anything happened to her? Well, I saw on TV in a movie once, where the mother died.
Wow, thanks for spoiling Jersey Girl for me, asshole. It's on the drive to the hospital that Dad can practice his silly voices for the baby.
Out with old Mr. Dunson out on the plains and the prairie, driving those cattle, getting their tonsils out in the middle of the...
Don't worry, son. As soon as the baby is old enough to feed himself, I'll be leaving your father. I don't trust this hospital, though. I've seen enough movies to know that these dim lights are a bad sign, lest you forget Halloween 2, Visiting Hours, or Skullduggery. That's why my son was born in the abandoned jungle of fun. Now push, dear, push. If something bad happens, I've got a priest lined up to give us another baby in secret. Gotta brush up before the first omen comes out. Also, I wasn't kidding. He's going right to the smoker's lounge.
After a while, you get used to the taste of lead in your coffee.
But there is an overabundance of lead in all the things we eat nowadays.
This is the most 70s conversation I've ever seen on film. It captures the realism of hospital small talk. Here, this guy is talking up his exterminator business and giant roaches. Then they just play poker together. Aw man, I had to stay in the delivery room. No one told me I could just play Uno for hours. Some things never change, though.
Son of a bitch of a thing stole my 50 cents.
I too had a machine steal a bag of sour cream and onion chips from me, though I don't know if this conversation came up.
You know what's the biggest problem in Beverly Hills? Snails.
And that's my cue to leave. I can't believe I can take any of these babies home. No, you idiot, your wife's in labor. Oh, right, hope it's going well. It was quite normal back then for at least one of the doctors to be drunk. See, this is why the baby needs those little mittens. He hasn't discovered his hands yet. We don't want him clawing his face.
Sir, you're in the wrong room. This is where they're trying to save Dr. Octavius. Your mutant baby is killing people in the next room.
And that's why you're always gonna want the epidural. It's gonna be fine, just fine.
I assure you, Mrs. Davis, your baby is very much alive.
What? Are you from S.H.I.E.L.D.? So the mutant baby is missing, and worse yet, this crime spree tripled their already huge hospital bill. I'm sure this happens all the time.
Dr. Norton has decided your wife can go home.
First thing in the morning.
Oh yeah, that seems like a quick in and out hospital visit that just happened. They'll find this killer baby, and when they do, it's right to time out.
It kills like an animal.
And when we find it, we're going to have to destroy it like one.
I suppose you have to do what's necessary.
Sure, why not? Means I'll have extra money for my cigarette budget. I can now go out for my cigarette drive anytime I want. Oh, and it's already hit the news.
Informed sources at the hospital allege the deaths resulted from attacks by an infant born only today in a mutated form.
Even though they're correct, I love that the cops and the reporters instantly jump to a mutant baby did this. Let's take a break. Dad needs a good nap. He's had a rough night listening to monologues about snails and roaches.
You prefer Dada? Dad seems more natural to me. Sweet.
Still not used to it.
I'm still amazed by that peekaboo trick.
Baby Bob, series premiere, CBS Monday.
We're back, and really, if the baby wasn't gonna get him, the Annabelle doll was probably gonna do something as well. Not to mention, I think they live next door to some fembots. The baby will take care of that. Hello? I know that sound. Is that a killer mutant baby or a giant bee buzzing nearby? Best follow that noise. Absolutely nothing bad will come of this. I knew it. Troll baby! Anyway, the house was beginning to smell. Let's go smoke at work.
Barbara, I have to pick up my wife at the hospital tonight, so can you reschedule that Sturbridge dinner for tomorrow evening?
Right, my wife should be back on her feet by then. Just another day of being gritty, overly stressed Robert Hartley. Hi, Bob, come on in. It's been minutes since your last cigarette. Sit down and have another. His boss starts out as the most sensible one. He makes Frank take 3 weeks vacation since he does work at a PR firm, which doesn't exactly gel with everyone knowing his baby is killing people. Frank will do what you say as long as you put it in the most 70s way possible.
You know O'Connor's down in accounting. He's got a retarded kid.
You know him from the Christmas parties. It's always hilarious when he gets into the eggnog. Frank's life may be falling apart, but some good PR humor is just what he needs.
You know what you need is a good public relations firm to handle all of that for you.
I hope my son kills you next. Especially since it turns out the boss is a major asshole.
Have them empty out his desk. Send his personal articles to his house.
And make sure he returns all of his company cigarettes. Don't worry, honey, I have a plan B for our income. Our son will be a star. We'll sell him to Full Moon Pictures. Oh, wait, shit, our other son. I completely forgot about you, Chris.
Dad, why can't I go to school? Or go out, or have any of my friends over?
I'm sorry, son. I'm sorry I haven't called. In my defense, we totally forgot you existed. Here, neighbor Charlie takes him fishing. That'll keep him out of the movie for a while. Chris is in this movie about as much as this fresh new dead body.
Hunting and killing babies doesn't seem to be my specialty.
What? Who do you know who that is their specialty? I like how the movie is told. It goes in an original direction with this. Yeah, the mutant baby is going around killing people, but I like how we're focusing on the media being obsessed with the story and the parents, and how it ruins their careers and public image, plus how people are so nosy that even the nurse is secretly recording conversations to try to get juicy details out of Lenore. The performances are good. It really is coming across how much more on edge, paranoid, and burnt out they get over just the first 30 minutes alone. I like too that the infant's vision is appropriately out of focus. Maybe he doesn't want to kill his brother Chris. Maybe he's protecting him. It's the 70s, where not only will stranger danger give you a bad touch, but so will the babies themselves. He's already a smart baby. He knows he needs milk and what a milk truck is. This baby is in heaven locked in the back of this truck. It wouldn't surprise me if we suddenly started hearing sucking sounds from a giant straw. This part is kind of hilarious. No, now you can't drink any of that milk. You'll get a tummy ache.
Surround the house, men. Every baby must be considered armed and extremely hungry.
They've taken the baby down at the orders of Commissioner King Herod. Hell, Frank's already getting money offers for this. They want to do experiments on the child, and the couple couldn't be happier. They can afford a new 1973 Ford Capri and have time to watch Frankenstein all they want.
I always thought the monster was Frankenstein. You know, Karloff walking around in these big shoes grunting. And I went to high school and I read the book. Frankenstein was the doctor who created him.
Wait, what? But the Halloween costume I got my son specifically said Frankenstein on the packaging. They're all set. They got booze and pills. They're good.
Mrs. Douglas, I don't suppose you took the pills I gave you. You really should, you know.
In fact, you should really be doing nothing but eating spoonfuls of Quaaludes. It's the only cure we know. That and housework. Make the kitchen more 70s. Needs a puke green ironing board and a piss yellow phone with a giant cord. Don't worry, honey. I'll take the basement. Oh, what the hell? Were we gonna give this to our son? Can't we do anything in the 70s that isn't terrifying? If you're wondering what caused the mutation, it's hinted by this pharmaceutical professional that it could be some sort of untested birth control pill that are having slight mutant baby side effects.
You'd think that the government hadn't tested and approved of those products that we put out on the market.
That's why it's important couples start conceiving the old-fashioned way after drinking a 6-pack of beer.
Hold up, we got a tip. We got the child surrounded. The local school has the biggest collection of Dr. Seuss books in the area. I want that baby in handcuffs before he even thinks about hopping on Pop.
What is happening? And why does the more Frank gets anxious, the more he looks like Steven Berkoff?
Get Frank in here. We're gonna take this child in for an overdue nap time.
Dad can go with this alone, though.
You don't mind staying alone?
I see the pills are working.
We found him in here, Frank. It's worse than you think. He was coloring outside the lines.
Only Dad can bring him out of hiding, because it certainly isn't these toys that are again specifically designed to give everyone nightmares. Oh, and this is the same school his son Chris goes to.
My son Chris goes to school here. I've been here 1,000,000 times, PTA meetings.
Your kid goes here?
Sure, that's right, he's in the 6th grade.
Probably just a coincidence.
Yeah, it probably is. Still, it's past Scotch and Smoke 30. Glad I could poke around for a little bit, fellas. Now take me home. That's the first mistake. With Dad gone, the baby feels he's free to act up around the babysitters. He's in here, men! Follow the trail of the leaky diaper. He's been off of NBs for a week, and just one piss is making him leak through his onesie. And no matter what you see, shoot it! Well, gonna need a new school mascot. Dad has the much better plan. Stock the fridge with all the milk you can. That baby will be lured to this fridge like Mom lured to her pill bottle.
I'd like us to all get together again and be a family.
What do you say we try for baby number 3? Dad's method of going to sleep isn't nearly as good. Eating a giant ribeye right before bed just gave him vivid digestion dreams. But switching over into the baby's 3D vision without the glasses means he got tired of running away and decided to come home and abide by the rules of the house. I love that the baby knows where they live. And the shows are new tonight. Jonathan Winters is on The Tonight Show again, honey. I wish we had a son like Mirth. Oh my God, wait, we forgot about our most important son.
I'm still here, you asshole! Don't you go trying to blame this on me. You know it was the demon cats. Wait, where are you going? Don't leave me in here with your spoiled, rotten son. I'm out of here quicker than Roddy McDowell chasing me with his shotgun.
It's also time we check back in on Chris.
You've been with him all the time then?
What are you talking about? We just got back from that fishing trip. He hasn't been out of my sight for a minute.
Yeah, that's what we're afraid of. We're hearing stories about you, Charlie. We've got enough to deal with here. The baby not only got all our milk, but he also spilled my half-drank Pepsi, the bastard. Chris has decided to come home to protect his Sonny D. Cohen does make the right decision of showing the baby as little as possible, so you're not lingering on it too much, which makes the suspense work, as you're wondering if the baby is there, or where the baby is in the room, or if it's some of Lloyd's classic pranks again. Let's take another break as he continues stepping on the toys the brat left out.
And then just when you thought it was no longer alive, it lives again.
We're back, people. And Mother has found the baby and is already spoiling him. Dad's gotta be the one to roll out the punishment.
Why are you so anxious to be the one to do it?
Because the police keep missing. On the plus side, Chris finally gets to meet his brother, while Dad demands answers for which one of you dropped the editing machine on the floor.
I'm sure I hit it.
Damn, Charlie's been killed by previous footage. That felt like a note that said, we need at least one more death in the movie. Even with that, the actors and the tone take it very seriously, despite the 70s also breaking into the house.
The hospital, you telling my mother's doctors in the hospital!
I don't see their marriage working out. Let's call the closest cops in the area.
It's my opinion that our troubles are very nearly over.
Damn TV cops armed with their procedural dialogue. But we can still smoke on this episode of Dragnet, right? I'll be outside. Clean up when you're done. Just know that the baby likes grabbing for people's toupee, so, be on guard, I'm assuming. This baby is great at escaping. That's what happens when they get big enough to roll off the changing table. This whole town is coming together to punish this little shit. Even the Stop Children van? Christ, kidnappers really were advertising back then. That's 'cause the cops are too busy reenacting the chase from Grease. Turns out the baby was getting around the city using the sewers. I knew it. The real father was one of the chuds all along. We get the most glimpses of the Rick Baker effects here, as the baby was created by Baker, who got the pitch while he was doing effects for The Exorcist with Dick Smith. Baker created the monster with a little aluminum wire and a full head mask and bodysuit, which was sometimes worn by Baker's wife. I do love Larry Cohen movies. Between this and arguably his most far-out movie, God Told Me To, he knows how to have fun with the material, yet still doing it with a great poker face. There may be a mutant baby in the sewer, but Dad is still playing it straight, with an arc where he spent most of the movie wanting to destroy his son, but finally goes into protection mode and showing tears like he's going for an award. It kind of goes along with the theme of the dads fall in love the second they first lay eyes on the child, even if he's a killer mutant. Or it could be because he doesn't have any scissors to do the same ending as Eraserhead. I guess I'll be a better father than Henry Spencer. No one understands you like I do, son.
It can't be saved, it's gotta die! Just drop it!
We've armed our best sewer cars. Just step away, Frank. You know that when we shoot the baby, it's likely we'll hit you instead.
That son of a bitch dies here and now!
Drop it and stand aside, Davis.
Is there a shooting mutant babies quota that they need to meet? But then he remembers the time that Lloyd defeated the robbers by being thrown at them. Well, that didn't work. I'm sorry, honey, but let's talk about what we'll spend his college fund on instead. This movie is fun. I dig the time capsule-ness of it, about how the couple handles the situation differently, as in Dad goes to work and Mom takes pills, and that the community sees this as a real-life weekly world news story, plus the moral conundrum of, do we profit off of this? It's got some fun deaths, the atmosphere is good and dark, and the sequel baiting is hilarious.
Another one's been born in Seattle.
That's their problem. Stop at a gas station. I'm all out of Newports. The film had a rocky start at finding an audience. When it was greenlit, the Warner executives were all behind it until some new executives came in who weren't as keen on the project and gave it a very limited release where it didn't do well. But then other executives eventually replaced them, and there was new faith in the film, so it got a re-release in 1977 with better advertising, and it did well enough for there to be a sequel in 78, then a third film in 1987, and of course the obligatory 2000s remake. That's enough talk of mutant babies. Time to check on my own son, where there's probably only mild danger. Huh? We did look in Baby Buggy, and there was plenty milk for us, Father. It Lives Again is a movie that I've seen before, but even to this day, when watching it, I'm like, what is this called again? It Lives Again, It Still Lives, It Lives Inside. No, that's that recent movie. Screw it, I'll call the video It's Alive 2, although T-O-O instead of the number 2 may make more sense. More so than saying the It's Alive baby is back. No, he's not. He was thrown in the air and died in the last one. There are other mutant babies here, though, and there's 3 of them. Never mind that they're mutants, triplets in general sounds like a horror film. At least if they were mutants, they could probably entertain themselves while I'm watching It Lives Again. Oh, hey, I got the title right. Perhaps the vultures can raise the children. He seems interested enough. The whole cast doesn't return for the sequel, but John Ryan comes back as Frank, plus Andrew Duggan and James Dixon are back too. This time, Frank works with a team to seek out all parents of mutant babies in order to start a whole new race of mutant baby people. Maybe Lloyd was right to not return for the second one. He has a strict no sequel or remake policy. Hence why he also didn't return for that shitty That Darn Cat remake. Though there's still a Lloyd in the movie, I guess. But as for here, Larry Cohen is back as writer and director, as this film hit theaters in 1978, once the '74 original did very well during a 1977 re-release. The Bernard Herrmann score is back too, plus remember, it's John Ryan, not Jack Ryan. We will put a rectangle around it for you to remember.
they still keep the budget plenty low. The opening was shot in Larry Cohen's swimming pool after someone apparently dropped the poster for Rosemary's Baby in it. Like in the first one, this new couple is happy to bring a child into the world, while the guests at the baby shower are trying to figure out who's blocking who in the driveway. Also, who keeps inviting the guy who won't stop talking about mutant children being created by Big Pharma? Take it to Twitter, Frank! Oh yeah, then who ate half of this cake in one bite? Hey, look, we're all wondering what you're doing here, and we'd also like you to move your car since you're the one blocking people in. They're right to be weirded out by Frank, who knows nobody at this party.
That guy, I thought he came with you. No, I don't think he likes women.
Just saying, have you read his Twitter? Here the couple is Eugene and Jody, played by Catherine Lloyd and Frederick Forrest, who sure was in Apocalypse Now, but I've seen him the most as that racist surplus store guy from Falling Down. Turns out Frank invited himself and won't leave. I think I know what this is a sequel to now. This all seems legit. Of course you can stay.
It's about your baby.
Oh. Well, I was gonna get some coffee. Would you like some coffee?
See? It's all good. What the hell, 70s? Not only was it easy to just show up in someone's house, but they all seemed thrilled about it. Eventually, they recognize him from Time magazine, which is a good opportunity for him to sum up things from the first. He says that his wife is fine. She must have found the right pill concoction. She's doing so well, she's not even in the film. As for the sequel bait at the end of the first, remember when they said there was another mutant baby in Seattle?
If you read about me, then you heard about what happened to the baby born in Seattle.
Yes, I do remember. That one was killed, wasn't it?
Well, solves that plot line that we set up. So the tests show that their baby could possibly be a mutant too, so only one thing can be done about this.
Well, hell, if it's gonna be a goddamn monster, why not kill it?
Well, you heard the man, honey. I mean, how are we supposed to feed the baby if he keeps eating through our spoons with his razor-sharp teeth? He again describes the events from the first with the added touch of, was the baby really a monster?
I shot him, wounded my own child, but he forgave me. Is that a monster?
The Davis baby may have in fact been Jesus. So Frank is here to help this family because of the roaming people outside who want to kill the baby. I still don't think the parents are being cautious enough.
May I touch it?
Yes, you can.
He was in Time magazine, honey. We can tell the baby that your bump was touched by a celebrity. So he's grown to love and protect all forms of mutant baby, or he just has a pregnancy fetish. But Frank has special powers too. The power of ADR.
I'll be talking in a few days. I'll stay in the motel. Call if you need me. It's the only place I could find with a private phone. I don't trust the switchboard.
You don't mind if I leave my voice inside with you, do you? Whatever, I need to get back inside for my own clunky exposition.
I feel exactly like I did when they called me and told me Dad died of a heart attack.
Must you bring that up every day? I get it, your father hated me. Frank can go anywhere he wants here. He got his own daily pass to go into the hospitals. No one will steal the babies if they already see this weird guy standing there. He'll tell the babies stories, like flashing back to the end of the first one, in case you forgot once more. This is just a collection of random scenes clumsily thrown together with no natural lead-in to the next. It's a lot of, now we're here, now we're back here, now she's in labor, but let's go back here again. Ooh, more contractions, and more trucks to take the mutant babies? What the hell is this? Aw, man, my son could have been born in the back of this awesome truck. We could have napped and gone through the drive-thru for lunch simultaneously. And don't forget your voice too, Eugene.
I never believed Frank Davis anyway.
There, let's shut off the ADR. Now we can leave. We'll come up with half the lines in post, and if you could hold your phone over your mouth, that'll make it easier to dub the lines later. Christ, only a Doris Wishman nudist film is more dubbed than this. I should be paying more attention to all these police, once more waiting to arrest these babies.
Let's be cute and cuddly out there.
This is a lot of manpower for a mutant baby. Even the doctor is armed. No wonder Charles Bronson had to keep the streets safe himself. All of our police were watching over delivery rooms. Seriously, does there need to be a dozen cops in here? Only Frank can save the day when his 80-yard voice says that he's posing as a doctor. It's also not showing Jody talking either, so I'm assuming her voice is coming from her vagina. This movie makes about as much sense as Chatterbox, so why not? Let's take a break while I decide which bad 80-yard lines to show and which ones not to. It is so much of the movie.
Hey, Bob here from Quiznos. The other day, my mom got the new Quiznos turkey sub, and it was loaded with delicious unroasted turkey, fresh lettuce, and tomatoes. God dang, it's $2.99.
Quiznos. Toasty.
Welcome back, people.
Look at this chart. Persuasive, isn't it? You could call it a case of temporary insanity.
Are you sure you want to do that, Frank? There's never been a building with as many cops in it as the one you're in now. Well, nice of them to change into scrubs first before rescuing the child. Somewhere Frank's boss is going to hear about this on television and say, this is also not doing any favors to our PR firm. She has plenty of time to still tell them, hey, I think I would rather give birth in the OR, even if it is a mutant baby that kills everyone. That still seems less painful than giving birth in the back of this decked-out U-Haul. On the plus side, though, they can put the baby right in the cage, and you're ready to drive around with a traveling circus. I can buy the whole killer baby aspect of the film, but what I'm having trouble believing is that this is all going on in the back of a moving truck. How are you not rolling around and falling over everywhere? Once the baby is born and starts attacking the doctor, I think it's simply because it's hard to stand still in the back of this goddamn thing. The baby's nails are razor sharp. They know just the place to take the baby. Toontown! He'll fit in perfectly. I wasn't expecting this to be the Baby Herman origin, but uh-oh, it's the weasels back again. Good job, Frank. You got a couple of doctors killed, but at least you gave the parents a nice van to escape in. New families can always use a van. If you think he's being rightfully arrested for kidnapping and getting someone killed, nah, he's free in the next scene. Alright, you get on the next plane out of town, mister. I will say this, Jody the mother has a lot more to do in this film than Lenore in the first. She doesn't spend the whole movie in a drug haze, so she's got more lines and isn't quite as one note. The rest of it feels like one of those bizarre pro-life movies I've seen, where the lead is some kind of weird vigilante. Hell, the doctor who takes care of the mutant baby safe house even looks a little like a televangelist. They even named two of the babies Adam and Eve. Seriously. And while the first one was edited well and how you only saw a little bit of the baby here and there, in this one when they do that, it's just silly.
Everybody knows you can make noises. It only makes people nervous and fearful of you. Behave yourself or I won't let you out.
Thanks, sound effects box. They're totally not just looking at the ground. It's not much better when you do see a glimpse here. Oh, the new Wilkins Muppet is almost ready, Mr. Henson. You sure you want it to be this fleshy looking? Why go through all this trouble? Jody is here acting like nothing happened. She's going about her regular shopping day at Walgreens and talking about a bridge club. They went too far in the opposite direction to make her different than Lenore. Though I'd rather hang out here than in the baby lab. Oh my god, I get enough of that at home. Son, can you put on another movie, please? The editor must have been paying attention because here is an actual cut from the film.
I think I'm gonna go upstairs and
I'll see you later.
If you're wondering how that plays into things, Jody needed a moment to herself at the theater. Damn, no free refills. What a terrible day. I guess her mom is in cahoots with the villains or something, so our heroes sneak her away by bus?
We've made arrangements for you to see the baby.
Why is everything here so complicated? Just call her a cab! Really, the way the movie is, compared to how darker the first one was, and this being about a secret group that takes in baby men, it's sort of like what Frank Henenlotter would later do between Basket Case 1 and the sequels. Oh, and Detective Perkins is back with the same TV procedural dialogue from the first.
You know more about this than anyone in the LAPD. It's your baby.
Yeah, my baby.
So what is he now, a baby cop? The family has been reunited though. Frank sounds thrilled.
You want to wake him up now. You'll get to hold him and feed him and even teach him, both of you.
Why is he so much more wooden in this? I dug the hell out of his performance and arc in the first, but here, everything just has a get this line out in one take vibe. Push through it, we're all obligated to be here. Nothing makes sense. Why does Eugene want to bang now?
Wait, it hurts.
What? It hurts.
Yes.
You don't like the way I touch you anymore, do you?
She just gave birth to a mutant baby in the back of a truck. Aside from that, this is almost a halfway decent scene where there's an iota of commentary on their marriage, but of course, gotta interrupt it with this hallway shot just stuck in there, and then back to, I don't know, looking through the purse, and then this.
If it gets outside the house into the brush, we don't stand a chance. It's got to be killed inside the house.
What is happening in this film? I kind of like this guy, though.
Shut up, goddammit. Now shut up!
He did not sign up to babysit sound effects. I'm just saying, I don't know if it was the best idea to create an army of baby men. They seem like huge misbehavers. At least we get a better look at the effects here. It is still by Rick Baker, who did the effects on the first, and the babies have to get out somehow to get revenge on the rude bastard who stole their Mr. Bubble. We got no time to waste in this. Go from the bathtub and immediately to bed. It's the baby's most evil plan yet. The diabolical prank of short-sheeting the bed. It was so loud it even interrupted their card game. Frank should be used to the babies interrupting his card games by now. Also, Frank, don't you have another son? The hell happened to Chris? Was he born part Chuck Cunningham? He's not even mentioned in this one. But we showed a pool at the beginning. Might as well have Eugene go out for a nice night swim for whatever reason at about 11 o'clock at night. This movie is so random. And how is the baby attacking him? The baby is far, far, far too young for swim lessons. Don't worry, the police are here to save you.
Fire!
Well, that's another thing consistent with the first, the cops being terrible at shooting things. Somehow it makes them even worse shots that they didn't accidentally hit Eugene. Sequences like this pick up a little, where it's just a B-movie with killer babies running around the house terrorizing people. However, Frank's society of baby people appears to be doing more harm than good, even if Frank is now the baby whisperer.
Why do you want to hurt people? Why did you do this?
Can't you just send them to a lab when they're born? Why does there need to be a secret house or an army waiting to shoot them in the delivery room? Don't worry, Frank will protect your child now. Chris will finally have a brother. As for the cops, they're busy shooting at insert shots again. Damn, you shot the hell out of that garbage pail kid. But I'm sure Frank will show all the love to this child that he couldn't show to his infant son in the first. Or Or maybe not. That's it for Frank, everyone. He's dead. Dead from this movie, making Frank incredibly stupid beyond words. Let's take another break. With Frank gone, Jody may need to borrow some of his wife's pills that he brought along with him.
Remember the babies? They found a place to put them. Now they're growing up. It's Alive Part 3, Island of the Alive. Don't see it alone.
We're back, and this one attempts to explain how the babies know where to go.
Davis told me that these infants have a very strong homing instinct.
Makes sense. Honestly, Eugene is turning into the best character. For one, his performance is solid, and he points out that, if we just stayed in the hospital, less people would have died. Also, the doctor is the father whose son was the mutant in Seattle. No time for that, though. We got a kid's birthday party to get to.
Who got me this?
Clearly Uncle Rick Baker did. Cindy isn't having the best birthday. Everyone seemed to show up just to give her shit, while they all go play hide and seek. What the hell? Am I describing a different movie all of a sudden? Just go back to the channel playing Enter the Dragon. The threat doesn't even seem to be coming from the babies. I think it's from the snakes. What? Where did you come from? And since when can you hit your targets? And see, what did I tell you? They ate the cake just as Frank warned. Anyway, guess they're being moved to another safe house, just like she saw in her dreams.
I saw this house in a dream once. More than once.
What are we describing? Yet another movie happening now? This movie is not good. It's not good at all. Here, you'll be better with these than we are. What's the worst that could happen? I think it's all a trap to lure their mutant son. Have you checked the sewers? It's where the baby was in the first. The original was a good flick. I liked how it looked at this couple and the media and the community's reaction to the baby, and the kills were fun. This one, you could tell it was made quick, which is saying something because Cohen made the first simultaneously with Hell Up in Harlem, though that one also had a quickly churned out sequel feel to it. This movie was made so fast that the cinematographer even left it. It's got a very first draft feel to it, and an incomplete draft at that. I think the reason so much of it is ADR'd is because there weren't lines written, and they had to fill them in later so they could shoot quicker and fill in any holes in post. They kind of ruin the character of Frank, but I do like Eugene and Jody. Neither of them are sleepwalking through it, like it seems every other aspect of the movie is. And why did you put them in Jump Scare House? Clearly something bad will happen. Not that you can tell what's going on anyway. What are you doing? Put the gun down! It's not our fault our son is being confusingly edited. See, with that explanation, now they have to love their baby puppet. But it's too late, for you see, the police have covered the house with a giant tarp to pump gas inside of it. You could just throw a box on the baby and some bricks on top of it, but sure, this works too. Also, that was quick. They went from, he's our son, we love him, to, oh right, he kills people. Okay, fine, shoot it, shoot the damn thing. Whew, glad it's all over, honey. Wait, let's bookend the thing. Now Eugene is the one who confronts couples about the possibility of their mutant babies, because that was such a brilliant idea when Frank did it the first time. None of this makes sense. What will come of Eugene next? I don't know. He's not in the third film. Given how stupid this film was, with the third film being called Island of the Alive, here's what I'm expecting.
We're taking the entire 6th Fleet to Candy Island? Those are the Admiral's orders.
I'd watch the hell out of that show. While It Lives Again may have been a quickly assembled mess, they had plenty of years between the second film and the third, so we'll find out soon if they rectify things 9 years later in 1987's It's Alive 3. We'll see you next time.
behave yourselves.
It's Alive 3, Island of the Alive makes all the sense in the world to me. If we must rid the world of the mutant baby threat, it's for the best that we Island of Misfit toys them. After a disappointing second film in 1978, let's see if they pull out all the stops to go out with a bang in this 1987 third film. It does still have Larry Cohen on board as writer and director, and in true Larry fashion, it was shot back-to-back with something else. Originally, Cohen wanted to do a remake of House of Wax for Warner Brothers, but instead Warner felt that he was perfect to do something direct-to-video. Cohen was on board as long as he could do both It's Alive 3 and Return to Salem's Lot one after the other. He also had a good idea for an It's Alive 3, as it dives into what the mutant babies would be like years later as adults. It's gonna be a shot-for-shot remake of The Hills Have Eyes, isn't it? Hell, I would greenlight this too, based on the sheer fact that it stars Michael Moriarty, Karen Black, and Garrett Graham, all three of whom feel like they should have been part of this series from the very beginning. These three can steal any movie you put them in. No wonder Warner said to hell with it and gave the movie a limited theatrical release instead of just dumping it on video. But will it still have some TV procedural cop dialogue?
There's a girl giving birth in my fucking cab!
Oh, shit. 6 weeks on the force and I'm getting into this.
Go on!
Close. I'll also accept 80s cop movie dialogue. Here's something else that ties into the others. The girl giving birth in the cab is actress Jill Gadsby, Larry Cohen's daughter. She was also Cindy in It Lives Again. So I'm just gonna flat out say that this is the same character. The asshole cab driver, though, that's new.
I should have locked the fucking doors when I saw her!
Well, that guy's only getting 1 star on the app. I'm gonna tell everyone that this is the Frasier reboot, which is going the gritty route and remaking the birth in the taxi cab episode. You can still tell this is the same universe as the other movies. Whenever anyone comes in contact with the mutant baby, they instantly and wildly open fire, and yet that still gets themselves killed. Personally, I'd like to see how Harvey Keitel, the bad lieutenant, would handle this case. My guess is significantly more heroin without even opening the case file. So get James Dixon back in here as the cop. He's changed since '78. He grew a mustache and got a slightly different toupee. And that's the end of that sequence that was later used in the Dirty Harry movie The Deadpool as a reel of movies shot by the Liam Neeson character. I can dig it. That just means in the Dirty Harry continuity, Liam Neeson directed It's Alive 3. Let's just wait for the courts to decide what to do with the babies. They were right to get attorney Garrett Graham after he successfully banished the doll people to an island. Michael Moriarty is Stephen Jarvis, fighting for his child to live.
Let's not ever mistake them for human beings.
They are human beings. My child's a human being, you son of a bitch!
You say that, but it's been the famous last words for many fathers in this series. Your Honor, bring in the next witness. I call to the stand Baby Oswald Cobblepot. And God bless these actors for playing it so straight with these baby sounds over them.
Can you identify this child as your own?
Yes, it's my child.
Nice. You're next, Garrett Graham.
How can a man sitting halfway across the courtroom make an identification of something inside a cage barely visible to him?
Well, already you can tell this one's going to emphasize absurd comedy a little more. It is the natural progression of the series, where the first one is the most serious, but still has some laughs in it. The second was about half the tone of the first and half comedy, while this one might as well have them fighting for custody against the Scoleri brothers. It does mention Eugene, though, with Graham referencing the Scott baby trying to attack. It doesn't say anything about Eugene being dead, so I guess he lived out his life smarter than Frank. As for Steven, I don't know if he's smart, since he says the only way they'll win is if the baby doesn't attack his hand if he puts it in. But Moriarty is so damn sincere that I'm like, give it a try. I'm liking the effects here too. They got Dan Fry doing effects on the film, and this is cue the Winged Serpent era Cohen, so there's a lot more stop motion animation with the babies. It's a good mixture of camp and Moriarty showing tears like this is Marriage Story. John Ryan was good at that too, but long story short, only 13 minutes in, and this is way better than It Lives Again. I've not seen a single piece of terrible ADR work, but meanwhile, at the old Happy Hollow at the Illinois State Fair, I swear I've thrown up on that double Ferris wheel before. Here Steven meets up with his estranged wife Ellen, played by Karen Black. It touches on him being shunned by the community, like Frank in the first, but in this case Steven is an actor who isn't getting any jobs because of the controversy with the baby, and his wife basically wants to live in hiding without anyone knowing she's the baby's mom. But she still breaks down when wanting to forget, yet the subtle pieces of humor don't break the tone. I like that this drama is happening with a stand-up comedian in the background. Things will work out because mere seconds later, Steven meets Sally, Lorene Landon from Maniac Cop.
How about a little, adult companionship, huh?
Yes, they're gonna do it in the haunted house. Hell, why not? My wife isn't coming back anytime soon. Hello? What's this? What a twist. How many guys has she won stuffed animals for, then led them back to her apartment? This serial killer is weird. He's already coming with some baggage, though. If you're gonna love me, you've also gotta love my cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller son, and not the one Garrett played. I'm not sure there will be a second date, however.
You know, you should tell people who you are before you put your hands on them. I don't want your dirty, filthy money either. Just get out of here.
Well, okay, that saved me $100, I guess. Let's take a break before we head back to court to ask the judge, isn't there an island in this?
No, come on over. I got air hockey.
Bob, we're rolling.
Oh. Hey, Bob here for Quiznos. Have you tried Quiznos mesquite chicken with bacon sub? And it all comes toasted the way only Quiznos can. I'm telling you, when my molars grow in,
We're back, people, and they finally decided what to do with the mutant babies.
If I may ask, where exactly do you plan to put these things where they won't harm anybody?
Once again, I feel it would be cheaper to just put them in a hospital somewhere or a zoo. In all three movies, they're consistent with the baby's POV, when even now I'm still thinking, did this switch over into 3D all of a sudden? I knew it. Give it time, and rich people will come and hunt the mutants. That's right, big baby hunters. I like that they just dumped the crates of babies here and left. But the brochure told us they'd have a nice carriage to overlook the ocean like it's a Junior Corona beer commercial. These poor bastards couldn't afford to take their vacation at Jurassic Park, and it didn't go well when they tried hunting iced tea, so Baby Island will do. Actually, the real reason they're here is because they're from the pharmaceutical industry, wanting to wipe out all traces of mutant side effects before they release their new drug. You're all lucky you weren't sued due to the events of the other films. And just repackage ibuprofen or something, or put out another flavor of Z-Quil, or a drug where the side effect isn't Garfunkel hair. There's no need for the mutant baby hunt, where you were probably gonna die on the island somehow anyway. What was he doing on that waterfall, let alone having a baby attack him? The blurry vision of the babies does come in handy. It gives the editor a chance to just seamlessly reuse footage of one of the death scenes from the first. I always wanted to see a cross between Skull Island and Baby Geniuses 2 Super Babies. Now let's get out of here. We're gonna try our luck on the Dinosaur Island. Thank God the helicopter pilot is safe. Seatbelts, seatbelts. There's no baby seat here. And if you're wondering if Lloyd makes it back from the first one, he's here in spirit, making sure the baby doesn't get off the island.
And this has been What If It Exploded, hosted by me, Lloyd.
But back in the States, we saw Larry Cohen's pool in the second one. Now we get to see the inside of his house. That'll be the perfect place for Steven's party. It's good that they don't just do the Frank character again, where Steven seemingly doesn't want to make money off of this, but is still getting hounded with offers for book rights and TV rights to make a seedy drama about him and his wife. That goes along with the media obsession from the first. Hell, people even won his autograph. I love when he finally does crack, though, and goes around telling mutant baby jokes.
Do you know, baby Jarvis went to the dentist the other day, and he had his fangs capped.
Okay, sir, you've been hitting the formula a little too much. We're gonna have to cut you off and put you down for a nap. Eventually he gives in and writes a book, but no clue why they used a headshot for Dick Cavett on the cover. It doesn't make Ellen happy either because it didn't mention Trilogy of Terror once. That's why she doesn't want to be around the baby. She doesn't want to have to give him toys. I guess the book didn't do well because he's now working at a shoe store.
They're all the same. She can try another style. Fine.
But this is the style I want.
Ugh, maybe I'm glad my child was sent off to an island. Though a familiar face comes by.
He lives in there too.
I guess my feet are too big for you.
Why, Lieutenant Perkins, you're trying to seduce me, I think. That was a weird line. So it's about 5 years later. I had to wait for that to get brought up in the dialogue to confirm it. That's long enough for the babies to grow into their adult years, and Perkins wants Steven to accompany them on an expedition to check on the babies. Seriously, is he a cop that just handles baby cases? Haven't there been enough of them caught or killed by this point for you to study them without going to an island? Whatever. It's called Island of the Alive. We have to get them to an island somehow. Michael Moriarty makes it work. Here's what happens when he tests to see if the trank gun they gave him really is a trank gun.
This just puts him to sleep?
That's right.
You sure of that?
Absolutely.
See you in the morning.
Now drag his sleeping body onto the boat. This is going to be the most hilarious trip we've taken together. See, they're doing some pranks on their own.
Because of you, I'm going down the cabin and short sheet Dr. Brewster.
Why not? If he doesn't short sheet the bed, the babies will, as we learned from the second. This has got B-movie blood in its veins, like an old movie where there's something deadly on the island that the characters are going to. And I think they're all properly shit-faced, hence the extended musical number. And how many people have tried walking under the water to the island? That doesn't seem safe at all. Plus, what happened to Steven in the past 5 years, who now seems like a completely different character, like he's out of a teen sex movie?
You know, you're very beautiful. Maybe it's the environment, but you turn me on. And I could turn you on, too. You've seen my kid, haven't you?
Now is not the time to recite your unused jokes from the party. Plus, if this is how he is around strangers, Steven's acting career was about to go away anyway. Why did they bring him along? So he could bully the nerdy guy like he's in high school? Is Cohen also doing a sequel to his Full Moon High? It's okay, as long as they walk in the same tracks led by the previous crew from Congo, they shouldn't get lost. Hello, they're eating scuba divers.
Gentlemen, maybe we shouldn't be here. Didn't we put the babies on the island to forget about them? Just saying, after most of us are killed, it's best we just nuke this place.
Look at them, they're huge now, but with a smaller lifespan, this problem would probably take care of itself in a few years. And I think the Predator is on the island too. This is like Cannibal Ferox if they wandered into a village of toxic Avengers. But far too many people are dying. No, with the hot scientist gone, Steven is gonna have to flirt with Perkins instead. Where's Lloyd's explosives when you need them? Just blow up the boat like you did to the helicopter. Though I don't know why Perkins thought that the boat was a worse option than swimming back to the island full of mutants. Just kick the man-babies over the edge. But maybe he didn't stick around because he knew Michael's patented scene stealing will completely take over.
Sing it speed, body boat, like a bird on the wing, on with the sea.
I think he has it in his contract that he always has a scene like this. Perkins is trying to have some good lines too.
Don't leave me! My doctor said, no, son!
You'll be fine. You got plenty of dead crew members to eat. Don't know how he can tell, but Steven thinks he's found his son. I appreciate that the movie is now turning into a play about a man stuck on his boat with mutants, and he has to handle all of the dialogue.
I'd like to take you to Cuba. See what Castro'd do with you.
Hold your thought, that might come into play later. I guess the boy wants to track down Ellen because he wants revenge on his mother, or they're gonna grab a camera and do their own version of Fulci's boat scenes from Zombie. Plus there's a captain's log now.
They want me to run the boat. They think that if I'm a human being, I should know how to run a boat. I've got the manuals and the maps, but I don't understand the engines or how to keep on course.
Just like Master and Commander, if Russell Crowe commandeered a ship of sloths. Oh, what are you doing? What if they find his diary? Then they'll know all the mean jokes he told about them. They needed to make Old Man in the Sea somehow, even if it meant lifting the shark footage directly from Old Man in the Sea. We don't have the budget to show him getting rescued, though, so he's fine.
Well, where am I?
You are the guest of Premier Fidel Castro.
See, told you, Island of the Alive is the most unpredictable of these films. What opened with a court case about what to do with mutant babies has turned into, we're taking you to see Castro. And I certainly didn't think we were gonna cut back to the carnival. We paid to shoot at this carnival, so the mutants are gonna roll up on some young people straight out of a Cannon film. Let's take another break in the hopes that Karen Black finally gets the letters from her ex-husband held by Castro. I love this movie.
Be quiet. Be very, very quiet.
We're back just in time for new characters.
Tony, I thought I told you to leave me alone.
I thought you got over that. Come on, I'll be nice. Wait a minute.
Who the hell are you, guy who is definitely gonna die in the movie? He clearly picked up his seduction moves from Steven.
I'm in this bookstore the other day. Way in the back where they keep the porn.
I was in there looking for the novelization of It's Alive 3, I swear! Anyway, it's nice of the Cubans to give Steven a lift back to the States. This movie didn't need the detour of Steven briefly stuck in Cuba and getting help from Castro, but it's so damn random that I'm glad it did. Unlike part 2, this one's random in a fun way, so we can hear these accents.
We're lucky we heard that report on the radio about the fishing boats and the bodies.
You're from Long Island, cut that shit out. Let's see, rude young people making out on a beach, street gangs, yep, the monsters will definitely be around here somewhere. Though a scream will make them get the hell out of Dodge, apparently. And seriously, what is going on here? Why is it turning into RoboCop? No need to ask questions? Hell, if I was flipping channels on TV, I probably would think this is a Toxic Avenger movie. Like when one of them saves the girl under the pier. The mutants are doing far better police work than the cops in the other movies, speaking of which. I don't know why, but the trigger-happy police are like my favorite trademark of these. Steven finds his wife's address so he can rescue her from this obviously terrible date, where the guy is blackmailing her into sleeping with him, otherwise he'll give Steven's book to her friends. Like I said, the second one was random too. It just flows better here and isn't as hastily edited. The characters are better too, and the deaths are funnier.
Look what you did to my car. I love my car!
Wow, we've cut crime down in this city in a matter of minutes. The baby men are the heroes we need and deserve. One thing's for sure about them as adults, they are stronger. He just has a bunch of Mother's Day cards he's saved over the years and he wants to give them to her. Larry gets in his love for monster movies too between this and Q the Winged Serpent. Here it's Cohen doing his own King Kong. If Kong took the woman atop his favorite seedy motel in Florida and had a fist fight. But he still assures her the babies just want us to love them. Why does everyone keep saying that? You're just telling yourselves that because it was a mistake to go to the island. Oh, and the mutants wanted to come here because they're dying.
They came all the way here to give it to you. They want you to save me. Well, I don't know why.
You're just trying to get her to take custody of the mutants, aren't you? I can smell another court battle. Oh, and they're grandparents now. It's okay that I'm watching this with my own son. I simply told him that this is Mac and me. Both have a high possibility of ending with explosions and driving away happily in a car. Also, it'll end just like you think. Once again, the police surrounding them and opening fire, and just as successful as ever. I don't care what anyone says, It's Alive 3 is the most entertaining of these films. It's the performances that sell it, like the first, and it's nuts in a way that's a lot more planned than the second. The second was like a quickly assembled obligation sequel. This one, Larry had some real time to write out his insanity, complete with a crazy-ass ending of the happy couple reunited and driving away with their new grandson. I guess they all lived happily ever after? Who knows? It's the end of the trilogy. But yes, we'll also be looking at the 2009 remake. Hell, the looniest arc in the series is that Perkins was in all 3 films, and his conclusion was he was left on the island, and the movie never mentions or cuts back to him again. Maybe Chris is on the island too. That does it for this entry. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, and we're also on Threads as well, plus Blue Sky, all under the Cinema Snob, where you can get links to current episodes, and maybe I'll put up my own mutant baby pictures or something.
I love the way you touch that dart.
It's Alive follows the franchise formula to a T, which is at least 3 entries and a remake, specifically a 2000s remake. The previous entry, It's Alive 3, was intended to be direct-to-video, but was clearly too damn awesome, so it was given a limited theatrical release. I don't know what that says about this version, which was in fact dumped on video in 2009, after being shot in Bulgaria in 2007. Maybe they had other possible ideas too. With this poster, it could easily be turned into a remake of Jason Takes Manhattan or Relentless at a moment's notice. Original series creator Larry Cohen didn't return for this, so instead directing duties went to German director Joseph Rusnak of The 13th Floor and the Wesley Snipes movies The Contractor and The Art of War 2. But there's some good news about the writers. Maybe there's a chance that this could be on Elvira, since co-writer Paul Spoocy wrote for Elvira's movie Macabre, plus the other writer, James Portales, wrote a pretty good Van Damme direct-to-video movie called Until Death. It's also not necessarily in name only, as it does have the same characters from the original. There's Lenore, this time played by Bijou Phillips. There's Frank, who's now James Murray of The Crown. Hell, there's even a Sergeant Perkins here, and the Chris character is in it too. No word yet if he'll be pawned off to the neighbors like in the first. But the only important connection you need isn't even a connection to It's Alive, it's the Pierre Kirby connection. The film was shot by Wedigo von Schulzendorf, the cinematographer for the Jet Set music video by Alphaville, which as we all know is the Pierre Kirby theme song. That makes this not a useless remake.
What a useless guy.
Plus, it's a Metropolitan film, so we'll remake the TriStar logo while we're at it. This is the shortest of all the It's Alive movies at 82 minutes, and yet I think that most of the runtime is due to the mass amounts of production logos. It's always a good sign when there's more producers than cast members, but we'll make sure that it has a following online. Put the credits in the meme font, that'll make it hip. I see we're starting with a college course on, I don't know, discussing the various themes of 2001: A Space Odyssey? I guess someone is leaving the Overlook Academy for potential housemates. What? Nicholas Pike did the music for the Shining remake as well. Wait, never mind. We're in New Mexico, obviously. What's happening?
But there'll be no more Pizza Fridays, no more late night Ben & Jerry's, no more peeing while you shower.
You can come over to Frank's house and pee while I shower.
I'm sorry, did I put in a remake to Happy Birthday to Me instead? Here Lenore is leaving college at the end of the semester because she's pregnant. After all, college campuses are where you don't want mutant babies lurking around, lest you forget when the ghoulies went to college. It's too late though, horny guy is here.
Whoa, nice. Don't let me stop you. If you guys want to explore more of a physical expression on your relationship, then I can wait.
Much like how he's exploring various accents. It says it's based on a film written and directed by Larry Cohen. It didn't say which one. There's still a chance it's Full Moon High. And I'm sure Larry loved that his script is still credited, given he went on record as telling people not to watch this one. Though after my comparison to Mac and Me for the ending of It's Alive 3, just saying, this one's kinda setting me up for another reference too. But back to decorating the new baby's room with quotes.
Every child born in this world is finer than the last.
That's good and all, but I was thinking Heineken, fuck that shit, Pabst Blue Ribbon. It does some things you'd expect a remake to do, understandably, if you wanted to change it up. Here it's more so Lenore who's the main character, plus she and Frank aren't married in this one, and Chris isn't their son, he's Frank's little brother. And there's significantly more sexy shower scenes where CGI might be the father. Whoa, giving birth already? I would say that this is fast, but actually, I think it was quicker in the original. The staff gives less of a shit, though.
Okay, honey, you remember the first night we met? And you must have walked by my table like 5 times.
I predict this relationship ends in 3 months. If you were worried that there wouldn't be an It's Alive 2 comparison, they have you covered.
Can I be with her?
No. No, not yet, Frank. Is there a problem? It appears the fetus has had a growth spurt since our last checkup.
For instance, why is this scene dubbed? The doctor looks more like a soap opera actor they just put a stethoscope on. I'm surprised Dr. Drake Ramore isn't this character. Everything in here is ridiculously ADR'd again, but here it makes sense for the mask to be covering his face, unlike when they just had a guy put a phone over his mouth in the second. This Frank, though, doesn't have anyone to play cards with, and the babies just hang out in the waiting room. Do you mind, Frank? You're making it weird. Weirder than the birth scene.
Yeah, he is big. Seems okay.
Oh yeah, congratulations. It's the possession worm from Jason Goes to Hell. I'll give it this, it doesn't go the PG-13 route. Here we get a glimpse of the baby quicker than in the original, but that makes sense in this case since the baby starts out looking fairly normal. And best called in Perkins, who joined the force when Old Man Perkins went missing on a mysterious island and was never seen again. I can't lie, I'm anxiously awaiting to see if it still does the series trademark of police wildly opening fire at a moment's notice, while Frank looks like the kind of person who is holding in all of his Game of Thrones questions to Owen Teal. The killing spree makes news again here, but they don't immediately assume it was the baby. And the baby has a name this time, which is Daniel. It's like they didn't know whether to remake The Unborn or It's Alive, and just did both. Now remember to 2000s horror the shit out of this. Rapid fire flashbacks with white dissolves, check. But so far it's relatable.
Scratch me.
That'll happen. Just wait until he headbutts you in the nose. She's already being distanced from her friends. Once the baby's born, she ditches the booze-filled holiday parties. Though if the baby is CGI, that naturally means he's one of the baby geniuses.
He rolled over. They're not supposed to do that for 4 months.
That's one of the upsides to Gerber Baby Ghost Pepper. It gets them moving real fast. Look, he's even drilling now. Oh, it's Dad. Go figure though, the baby who scratches and leaves dead rats in the backyard, not the easiest to breastfeed. All this talk of there being characters from the original, I hope that whoever is in the vent is Lloyd making his return to the series. See, there he is. Aw, they didn't get a Siamese this time? For shame. You went the Lady and the Tramp remake route. How dare you? Hell, we don't even get any advice from Frank's boss this time.
You know O'Connor's down in accounting. He's got a retarded kid.
Oh, but thank God we know what the college friends are up to. What? I wasn't being serious. Why are they still in this? They're upset Lenore is not calling them back. Gee, it's like she just had a baby or something. I'm gonna take a break, because this is gonna get repetitive.
Luckily, though, I can conceal this bad boy underneath my blanket just so I can get on E-Trade, check my investment portfolio, research stocks. Oh, I see. Solitary. Just a man and his thoughts. And a smartphone.
We're back, and much like the other one, I keep forgetting that Chris is in this, though someone's glad to see him.
I'm Chris.
Chris Davis.
Well, yeah.
You're famous.
Whoa, I didn't know you were real. You're like an urban legend. The boy who keeps getting pawned off on the neighbor. They still play with psychosis like in the first, where here Lenore is so protective of her son, she's in total denial of the breast milk having blood in it, and naturally is leery about speaking to the police because they might handcuff the baby for mass murder. Don't worry, the psychiatrist can bring back her 2000s editing flashback. It was a requirement that every flashback back then looked like a Saw film. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm the mother of a newborn. I gotta get back to feeding the baby, check up on Chris on loan from Stepfather 3, and stop the baby from eating birds.
No! Do not ever eat this!
Your father is picking up a bucket of chicken for dinner. You can have the bones. Hey, at least Frank seems to be having a normal day, as he's incredibly oblivious in this version. I think the college friend has more scenes.
Hey, it's me, again.
Please, call me.
I hope Lenore answers the phone so her friends can stop being in this. Lenore's mental stability does continue to go off the rails, but instead of spending the movie in a drugged-up haze, she's basically in full protection mode, and reacting as if it's nothing, she has to keep throwing away dead animals that she finds in the crib, and stupid Frank notices none of this. Hell, he's all excited for the two of them to go out to dinner and have a date night. We shouldn't, though. We don't have enough in the budget to hire an actor to play a babysitter. Some stuff is effective, like the shot of her chewed up nipple, but the problem is that it does feel very, very edited down to 80 minutes. Whatever mental state they need the characters to be in, like Crazy Lenore, they're just in with no build-up. The original at least had explanations, like Lenore being put on medication. Even side characters like the psychiatrist, who seem important, are just quickly killed off to where I'm confused as to why he was even in it. This is gonna take a lot longer for Lenore to clean up than the baby's deer carcasses. But she's got a great place to take the car. Head on over to Jimmy's immediately. She's got nothing else to do. They couldn't use Larry Cohen's pool this time, and this one just looks sinister. Clueless Frank doesn't know what he's in for when he gets home. She's a wine mom now. Prepare for opening night tickets to the Mafia Mama premiere and a lot of Hallmark Christmas movies. Oh, hey, Chris, we had no idea you were back there. Sorry about making out with your dad brother while you're in the room. They've got time to kill. Perkins is gonna be stuck in the green screen room for a while the voice on the radio sounds more realistic than his. It sounds more realistic than the rest of the voices.
I'm sorry I've been so,
That's okay. It's been a rough couple of weeks. They say it always is with your first.
They don't know the half of it.
I'm gonna go say goodnight to Danny boy.
Why is there even more bad ADRing in this than in the second? I think all of this is dubbed. That's different than we made it so fast, so let's dub some lines in to fill in plot details. This is like it shares a universe with Dancing It's On. Oh, the friends are here to find out why Lenore has missed the 12th straight kickin' rager in a row. Just walk on in, I'm sure they're expecting guests. After all, it is still Christmas, despite I don't recall the dialogue ever mentioning Christmas. Regardless, Lenore seems like she's up for guests.
I have a baby, so I'm kind of occupied.
Yeah, I hadn't heard from you. And then we got a bill from the hospital?
She's been freaking busy, mutant baby or no mutant baby.
It's a him?
Yeah.
Well, can I see?
Shh, no.
And please, continue to be louder. They're on a mission to get her back to school. But why? I don't know, we're pretty well off here. This house is huge, and it's a ranch. You should be happy for me. Or this.
As soon as you decided to keep this baby, that was it. You gave up. This is exactly why you wanted to terminate in the first place, remember?
I'm just saying, you were way more awesome before the baby. Now when can I see the little guy? They really are from a university that just churns out slasher movie characters. When in doubt, nose around for no reason, in case there needs to be a bigger body count. I can't imagine why Lenore didn't confide in her bestie while she's clearly going through some shit.
I understand that you're throwing your life away.
Right. Okay, great.
You know, you're not the first woman to ever have a baby.
Sure, your baby is killing people, but your friend kinda sucks. It's almost like the movie wants us to root for their deaths. Those characters were necessary. On the plus side, they were planning on painting the tree red anyway. Far more hip. I'll just leave the blood on the truck. Not like Frank is gonna notice anyway. Hey honey, saw someone spilled some ketchup on the truck. Did you guys have a cookout or something? If you're wondering what the explanation is for the baby being a mutant this time, yes, it's because of pills again.
Marnie and I found this website online, and it had these pills.
You just need to take like 6 tablets.
Specifically, abortion pills. I made a huge mistake comparing these flashbacks to the Saw films. No, it's actually the Life Zone. That said...
And I immediately regretted it, and I just kept thinking, please, God, don't let my baby die. Please, God, just let my baby live.
Bijou Phillips is really good in it. It makes me wish this was a better-paced, better-made movie. Like how I think several hours have gone by, but Perkins is still on the same stretch of green screen road at the same time of day. Just put a Flintstones background in while you're at it, or show us the same flashbacks we just saw. That'll eat up time. Let's take a break. Not sure if they're looking for Perkins or not, but they're bound to find him. They're on his road and probably right in front of him.
They're doing something to the children. They're changing them. They don't belong to us anymore. This is not my baby.
The unborn. Having a baby can be a scream.
Welcome back. Let's see if anything will get through to Frank.
He scares the hell out of me.
What? He's a baby.
The place is littered with animal carcasses. It killed our own pet. How are you not noticing any of this? I mean, sure, it looks a little creepy in here, but there's gotta be an explanation. She must be playing hide and seek with the boy. Frank is even dumber here than in the second when he tried saving the baby who then ate him. Look how he reacts to this.
Why don't you trust me? I didn't remember.
You can dress like a ghost from The Ring some other time. We have dinner plans. When he finally does notice something dead in the crib, he reacts to it like, crap, more feces-covered sheets I gotta clean. Great, the lights are out. Let me check to see if we paid the electric bill. I hope this doesn't have anything to do with the killer on the loose. The baby is taking control of things. It's probably for the best Frank is locked in the basement. He'd just get in the way. Perkins has some catching up to do. Wow, he does exist at night and off the road. Yet Frank still screws up, like being in the wrong place where Perkins now suspects Frank is the killer. He's got a great defense. He can't be the killer on the grounds of being too stupid to get away with it this long. Also, he wasn't in the delivery room during the birth massacre. And why doesn't this hospital have cameras anyway? Wait, no, don't kill the other cop yet. She's got to start blindly shooting everywhere. Frank catches up fast. 5 minutes ago, he didn't even know anything was wrong. And now...
Daniel.
He instantly knows the baby is the one killing people. As for Perkins, yes, finally, random shooting that doesn't work, and per his will, they'll scatter his ashes on the island. This movie isn't very good at all. It's actually worse than the second, because the second is at least memorable and still had Cohen on board. This is just an incredibly by-the-numbers remake that does what it can to not show the baby, not for stylistic reasons, but because it's cheap. The others had Larry Cohen's signature knack for entertainment, absurdity, a sense of humor, and also something to say with its commentary on marriage, public relations, and new parenthood. This is a generic studio remake that could have been made by anyone. You'll get a good idea of why they didn't show much of the baby when you actually do see it. That was so bad, I'm surprised it didn't smash cut to the end credits after that. I'm kinda glad though, because I actually do like the ending, and it really could have worked in a better film with better effects. Where here, Lenore, consumed with regret about wanting to get rid of Daniel, yet knowing he's a monster, goes inside and direct-to-video Saint Mauds herself. I wouldn't say it earned this, but there are ideas here that could have been expanded on greatly. But hey, no sequel baiting, I suppose. They're dead. Movie's over. So if you're keeping score, odd-numbered It's Alive movies, good. Even-numbered It's Alive movies, not good. Now I must return to the other baby series that I've been watching. You know, The Monitor, to make sure that my son is sleeping okay.
Daniel's a goddamn baby, Frank.